Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Waratahs won the kick-off, and they've obviously elected to run east to west, and the Rising will be kicking off there, going right to left on your screen in the dark blue jerseys. And kick-off coming there to Tuipulotu. They force catch there by Waratahs, into contact, down for the setup. And I think we'll get a clearing kick here, Sam.
Yep, McDonald with the box kick. He's found touch.
Finds a touch, nearly takes out the commentary position. Declan Moore here, thrown to the line out. He's getting word there from Sayanga. Alex, number 3, 2 brothers there in the front row, Ferretti and Alex. Clean take. Hands wide early. Trying to feed the winger. Running into a bit of traffic. A tackle now and fast ball on the turnover. Wide they go. Little kick down to fine touch there by the Rising from Theo Strang. Strang, a name I know, was at Scots College in Sydney as a junior.
Sydney uni boy too.
Yeah, Sydney uni player, last couple of years. Oh, nice jump in the line out from Harris. And Mason, long range kick. Cleaned up just outside the 22 by Hasila. Hasila tackled now by Morala. Strang takes it out, little kick through. And Waratahs there, call for offside.
Just feeling each other out a bit here. Hughes seeing nothing was on, poked him behind, but they'll kick to touch here, and I'm sure they'll be keen to get their hands on the ball and get going, get into a bit of rhythm here.
Yeah, great opportunity for these academy players. Obviously, everybody in these different academies at the Waratahs and at the Rebels and the other Super Rugby franchises, they all want to have a crack at Super Rugby, and they all obviously have ambitions of maybe making Wallaby jerseys one day.
Well, that's it. I think these games are key for that. They're all looking to put their best foot forward. There's a good mix of youngsters looking to impress, and also older guys. You know, Tepai Maroa is a guy the Tahs have brought in. He'd be looking to get onto the Super Rugby team sheet, so it's a great opportunity for all these guys to really make their mark, and hopefully we do hear these names in the next few weeks running around on the Super Rugby fields.
Right, first scrum of the game. See how they go here, and it's going to be the feed from McDonald.
Bit of space down the blind side with Clark. They want to use it. Vaihu's dropped pretty deep.
Yeah, well, Cam Clark, here's a name who's on the wing here in the academy side. Played a lot of Super Rugby, also Australian Sevens player.
There they go, down the blind. Clark's got the ball. This will find some space, might roll.
Oh, it sits up.
Good exit here.
They decide to run. Just outside the 22. Good dominant tackle from the Tahs, driving him back.
Yeah, it's a good win for the Tahs there. Big territory gain. Now in a good position here. First set piece attack here. Look for Moreau to be sent down the Thames Channel, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty solid number 12 there. And Tepai Maroa.
Yeah, he's a guy I've really enjoyed watching playing for the Parramatta Eels. And I'm sure, you know, that's a guy that you probably could excuse for not being too keen to be playing at 2 p.m. on a Friday, but I'm sure after a bit of an injury-riddled pre-season that he'd be putting his hand up to get into the top side in the next few weeks.
A solid scrum there by the Tahs. A little bit sideways now, but they get it to Mason. Oh, Mason hit and he loses it. Rake downfield. Came from Vahu. Big chase back by the Tahs, and Oh, having a lot of pressure.
Donaldson, great clearing kick under pressure. There's a really good chase there from Boyd Killingworth. I think Boyd's missed the last few weeks of the back injury. This is his first sort of run to stake a claim to get picked in the Super Rugby side, so it'll be good to see how he fares out there.
Well, he spent a couple of years there in the Australian Sevens program.
Yeah, he did, and did really well. And I think, you know, the opportunity came up. He's always wanted to play Super Rugby, so hopefully he gets back out there soon and stays healthy.
Strang lays it off and charge Strang offload. Tackles, offload. Strang again.
Bit of space on the left. They can get it
quick
there.
Ball. Pick and drive. Coming from the front row.
It's not what you want.
That's Ferretti Sanger. Gives good ball back. They still come left again. Back to his brother Alex. Slowed down a little here for the Rising. Pick and drive again. Will be very close to the line. Referee's going to have a look. And held up over the line. So good defence there by the Waratahs.
Disappointing there, I think, from the Rebels. When you get in behind a side, you sort of want the space is wide because the defence kind of all navigates towards that ruck. So I think 1 to 2 passes wider, and they probably would have had a better chance of scoring. It's just probably a bit of a control thing to get your big boys out of the way and try and find that space. So there's definitely opportunities there, but they got the Waratahs under pressure here.
Well, that's the sort of call yourself on the halfback, like as a fly half, you would make that whether you want a pick and drive or you see something out wide and you call for the ball and you want quick ball.
For sure, that comes, you know, with confidence, I think, and I'm sure later in the game they'll see it. But also, you know, not just the 9 and 10, the 12, 13 and wingers, they're the ones who have the eyes for the 9 and 10, so they've got to see that space and make sure the ball gets there.
A little run from the back from the number 8, Murray. Referee's just calling to get the hands out. They go again through Hosea. I want to go that close in drive, pick and go every time.
Yeah. So, faring with the forwards here.
Trying to drive over, just meters out. And now not releasing, so it looks like the number 8 got in there. Hugh Sinclair got the hands on the ball and trying to get the turnover.
Vital steal there under pressure. This Mac Mason will look to relieve a bit of that pressure here with a long kick. Got a bit of the breeze behind him, so should be looking to carve off a bit of territory here.
Yeah, it's coming a good one.
Does, so it's a great kick. There you go. Nearly smashed the camera.
I hope you're still there on the live stream because I think we just smashed the live stream box. And they go to the back of the line out.
The back.
Mason goes.
They've gone wide here. Big carry from the winger.
Oh, still alive for the Tahs.
Just put a foot in.
Just a touch.
Well, so very strong there from
Lasala.
Lasala, yeah. Bumping off Haisila, the Rebels fullback. Really strong carry. I'm sure they'll be looking to get the ball into his hands a bit today.
Getting set for their line out. Moore goes to the back and taken there by Hosea. Now they go to the back line. Strang comes left again. Oh no, tackled back by the Tahs.
Great shot.
That was Kennedy trying to bend the line and got bent back himself. Well, we've got some run here, Lasala.
Yeah. Not just a strong man, got some great feet on him too.
Now we've got a yellow card coming up here. I think, is that an automatic knock on? Or deliberate knock on? So we've got a yellow card coming against the Rising.
That tone was set for a great shot by Moroa there on Kimini. Just set the tone there.
That
for
looks
that
to be Strang off for 10 minutes. So they're down a halfback. So a bit of a reshuffle here. Maybe the 10 comes in and feeds the scrums?
You'd think so. You'd think so. That or a winger. We'll see how they react to that. Just waiting for a ball here. The ball boys are all in school, I think.
I think
Still
they
in
are.
School. We might have some by half time.
You got Tim Rapp there, I think, running the ball. GM of rugby here at the Tahs, doing a good job. They go to the front, take it down and trying to set the rolling maul. It's at the back with Talakai. They're still going forward, they've gone through the rising. Now it goes to the ground.
Be held up.
And they've lost the feed.
Great defence by the rising forwards there. Just as the Waratahs look to get a roll on, they seem to stop it, and they've done well.
Yeah, try to split them up the middle, but just went to ground. That rolling maul goes to ground, and you lose the feed.
That's it. So we'll get a look at who'll be feeding the scrum. Looks like it's Hughes that'll come in. I'm sure they'll send Tuipulotu up and try and exit as quick as possible here.
Front row getting set. We've had too many problems. A couple of scrums so far in the game, been pretty clean.
Yeah, I can't help you with the scrum commentary, I'm sorry, but it all looks good to me.
It's a dark science, isn't it, what the front rows are doing?
I definitely don't envy where they've got to stick their heads. It's a scary place, that's for sure.
Our referee there is Will Pugsley. It's Dylan Sigg and Tom Chadwick running the lines.
Yeah, it's good to see Siggy, testing his hand at refereeing. I think not enough old players.
Former Shoot Shield player.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Siggy had a year or two with the Brumbies, so really good to see him putting back into the game that gave him so much. Expecting a child in the next week or so too, Siggy, so good luck to him and his partner.
Fourth official is Charlie Abel. And we also have a Charlie Abel in 18 for the emerging Waratahs. So
little different
they're not the same people.
But, good to have him here.
We're going to get a reset. He's gone out to have a bit of a chat to his back line there, Hughes.
Yeah, I don't think they'll mind this. A bit of time wasting, and
the
Strang will be
running.
back on soon, before they know it.
Yeah, the clock's still running on that 10-minute yellow card, the sin bin. Strang sitting over near us. And they go to ground, and penalty there to the rising. Well, they're going to get the exit out of the 22. Hughes will go for touch.
Hasn't found touch.
Well, he's kicked out of the big fella, Lasala. He'll enjoy a run back. Comes to the line and takes the tackle. Spins it. Nice ball out down the left side. And into touch.
So neither team getting a real flow on as yet. They're sort of still feeling each other out a bit. Hopefully within the next 10 minutes or so they start to find their rhythm, and we can see some really good footy.
Time off for a moment. Referee's blown time back on. Rising having a bit of a confab in the middle there, trying to work out what their line-out call is. All there by Kameny. Now, they'll take contact in the middle. There's Moray. Come left again. Kameny. Solid hitter.
Good shot.
Azea goes to the ground, and Hughes gives it out. Ward in the tackle. Hughes again, and big charge. Declan Moore. Decoy, and they go out the back.
Two below two.
Trying to get outside the defender, and big tackle there from Will Harris. And going off the feet there by the Waratahs, so penalty to the Rising.
Again, good for the Rising here, wasting a bit of time. And that 10 minutes in bin.
Just watching the bench go passes here for the emerging Waratahs, and the body size of these boys in these academies. They're doing a lot of training these days. They're pretty big units.
Yeah, some big boys. So, you know, heard a lot about the youth that are coming through within all the unions. So, really excited to see some of these guys in action later on.
We've come back. Not sure what the call is here by the referee.
It's an odd one. Not sure what's happened there. But Tahs got the ball here.
Yeah, we've gone for a scrum set, 10 metres further down the field. Maybe a little knock on, they've pulled it back. McDonald, very tall halfback.
Yeah, tall halfback. Looks a really classy player.
Front rows go down, so we've got a reset.
Yeah, McDonald looks to have really good skills, passing, good kicking game. So it'll be interesting to see his progression over the next couple of years.
Yeah, Mason there at number 10 also has had some Super Rugby caps.
Yeah, I think for Mac this is a really important year for his career. I think, you know, the last couple of years he's probably come into seasons kind of knowing that Bernard Foley's, it was his team. And this year there's a huge opportunity. I think struggling a bit with a groin injury, but good to see him back, and I heard he had a really great game last week, and he'll be looking to put his hand up again today to get into that Super Rugby side. Smart roll. He's chosen to run it out, I think. Could be a bit of trouble here, Vaihu. Great shot by Clark.
Gets the ground though, so Vaihu. Oh, another solid hit in the fence there by the Waratahs.
Again,
yeah.
Great shot.
About 2 minutes left on the Stranger there in the sin bin. He'll be back on the field.
Yeah, it's a good win for the Tahs there. Smart play from McDonald, found a bit of space, put him behind, and they've ended up in a really handy position. Again, Moroa though, great shot.
Defense,
great shots from him. Be good to see him with some ball in hand to see what he can do.
A minute to go, and I'll be back to full strength here.
Here we go.
Moroa 18, the academy team.
Killingworth's on that. Oh, unlucky not to get the steal.
McDonald gives it out. Mason back inside. They cross the other way and come right again. Big pass out to Clark. Tries the chip and chase.
Might be too long there.
And it's going to go dead in goal, so I'll come back from the point of the kick.
Yeah, just not clicking at the moment, but they're in a good spot here. They can keep the Rising down here. Hopefully it leads to points soon enough.
Strang on the sideline there, waiting to come back on after the yellow card. set here now for the scrum. So Hughes again, maybe his last feed of the game, he hopes.
Yeah, if they can weather this, they'll get Strang back on, back to full strength, and can get back into it.
Solid scrum by the Rebels. Taking the ground to Paluto.
Oh, Hughes has fumbled, put a bit of pressure. They're just shifting pressure.
They went wide.
It could be taken back too.
So that's a good passage of play there by the Waratahs to keep them pinned back down on their 22. And Strang back on the field. We'll get the line out throw. Timeout now called by the referee. Well, great attacking platform here for the emerging Waratahs, right on the 22.
Just waiting for the ball. But yeah, Mac seems to have a couple of big boys outside him. I'm sure he'll look to punch a hole through the middle and then look to get it wide if they get that good carry and roll forward. Moreau looks like he'll be getting straight off McDonald here. Bit behind, so couldn't run onto it. Just the passing here, a bit behind his runners. Not allowing him to get a real sort of go forward.
Tuala. Rise it, takes it down and they come right and hit up by Pat Tarfa. Quick ball, Mason.
Good shot.
Solid shot there from Maroa. Mason again and Clark. Mason on the clean out. And hit up by Harris.
And I think it's Kimini there with a really good steal.
Oh, Sinclair there. They're getting a little bit heated, the boys. Killingworth and Sinclair.
Yeah, two guys that know each other well from North and Warringah boy. I'm sure they've had plenty of similar battles over the years, so it's good to see there's a bit of fire out there. Killingworth is he's definitely the sort of guy that can get under someone's skin. So
he's an abrasive kind of player.
He is a really tough sort of bloke, also a very strange human being.
Got an injury there to Hughes. Just getting a bit of treatment from the trainers and a little water coming on. Rory O'Connor, really one of the developing young props in Australia.
Yeah, he's another guy that's done his time with Warringah in the Shoot Shield. Great to see him get an opportunity to join a full-time program last year, and as you've seen, he's put on a bit of size even just from the full-time training, so hopefully he gets his chance at the next level a bit more throughout the year, and I'm sure he'll be looking to make
a younger front row. I mean, early 20s.
Definitely.
Sort of hit their straps about mid-20s.
Yeah, it's definitely a position that you need to do your time and learn the ropes, and Rory's doing that now and doing really well. So it'll be good to see how he goes out here.
On Trevor! Yes! On Trevor!
Out of the back and Strang put ball out to Hughes. Hughes takes on the defence. They come right again and nice tackle there from Pat Tarfa. Drops the Rebels player straight to the ground and
there's a bit of space here on the left if they can get her there.
Oh, the kick pass.
Kick.
Finds Clark and calls the mark. He catches clean inside the 22.
See, I think again there it's probably on his winger and fullback there to identify that there's probably space to pass instead of that kick. As you saw, Clark drop back already, so the option was probably to run there, but chose to kick, and now the Rebels, the Rising, have got a line out on the halfway line.
Strang fumbles it, gets it to Hughes, it puts it up into the wind, and watch the ball stay right up. It's almost going backwards.
Space here for Clark, and he's found it. It's a great kick if he gets the roll. Oh, it's set up.
Stayed up on the point.
Oh,
Cleaned up by Vahu.
a mix-up there between Vahu and Hughes. This will fly out on the full, I'd say. Taken back, so the Tahs.
Yeah, good pressure again.
Yeah, they really need to start making use of this territory and possession game. Hopefully they can get a bit of a flow on here.
Set the line.
Again, look for Moreau to punch it up in the middle, and
They go Harris
they
at the
get
front.
Ball. It's gone to Walt. Great ball from Mason.
Yeah, right into the gap. Walton.
Here it's on wide. Got a bit of
It's out wider, they can get good passing. Donaldson. And in a touch, bundled in a touch. So good defence by the Rebels Academy.
Yeah, better starter there from the Waratahs, punching a hole. It's just execution on that second phase, but definitely some space, and I'm sure they'll look to use that a bit more throughout the game. Heard a lot of good things about Joey Walton, the Waratahs A13. Played, I know, with the Australian under-20s last year, and I believe he's eligible again this year, so definitely one to look out for in the future.
Yeah, that junior level of Australian rugby is looking very, very strong.
Definitely so. I think, you know, a lot's been made of the Tahs, their young core, but if you look up in Queensland, the youngsters up there that are coming through, the Brumbies, a lot of really good young players. So it's really exciting time over the next few years to really see how Australian rugby nurtures those youngsters and brings them through.
Yeah, of course the landscape's going to change maybe here with the new TV deal being negotiated at the moment.
For sure. I think, there's been a lot of negativity around the game here in Australia, but, I think, not to get into the politics at all, I think Raylan Castle's done a really good job, and, they've got some great coaches in with the Wallabies and at Super Rugby level. Those are guys that can really bring this next generation through, and, we're all obviously waiting to see what the new TV deal brings, but I'm sure it's only going to bring about positivity for Australian rugby.
All right now, Mason. Maroa looks outside but finds Mason on the wraparound, and the Clark. Clean out comes and hit up now from Sinclair. Left and into the traffic at Tarfa. Mason, Maroa, and caught a little bit going backwards. Driven back there was Charlie Gamble. Breaking down a little bit, going wide. They find Lasala. He's had some damaging runs. Gets it outside to one of the big boys out on the wing.
Yeah,
come back for offside, I think. We've got a penalty in the centre.
Just these starters, they don't seem to be clicking yet for the Tahs. I think the Rebels A are really pushing up hard in that 10, 12, 13 channel. So I think it'd be good to see the Tahs try get to that sort of 15 winger channel and utilise the spaces. With the 13s pushing up hard, you'd look to try get outside him. So hopefully they can adjust and make those calls. Good opportunity here. I'd say the pack will be looking to drive this forward.
About 6 or 7 metres out from the Rebels try line. It's taken at the back. Get that rolling ball going again.
This will be tough to stop now.
Rebels get back around and they're getting him going sideways, and out comes Tuala. Now the big hit up from Tarpa. Quick hands again. O'Connor trying to stretch that defence, and ball rolls are on the ground, and good pick up on the shoelaces. Not releasing again. Rebels getting in there, getting a hand on the ball and spoiling it.
Yeah, it just seemed to be getting the penalties where it matters, just not allowing the Waratahs to score here. So it's been really good D. I'm sure that this will be frustrating for the Waratahs. So much possession, so much territory, but not yet a point on the board.
Going now for about 30 minutes.
Especially, I think, too, with this
10
wind.
out from half time, you probably want to try and get on the board and just get that, or convert that momentum.
That's it. With this wind, you'd say there'd be a bit of points in the wind. It looks like it's tough for the Rebels A to exit, so the Tahs really need to get on the board before half time here.
Set for the line out, just outside the 22. A lot of talk from the Tahs back line there, just pointing out, calling out their opposition numbers, making sure they're set.
That's it. I think a few of the Rebels A guys will be looking where Moroa's at.
Yeah, well, Tuana there cleaned it up at the back. The throw was a little bit long by the Rebels. Now there's a chance. Just a drop ball. Pat Tarfa spilled it and we're going to get a scrum set. No advantage there to the Rebels.
Yeah, just some costly errors here in really critical positions. So I'm sure that'll be something they'll address at half time, just to get a bit more clinical, maybe just relax a bit. It looks like everything's a bit rushed, so you know, just they're definitely dominating here. Just need to start to show it on the scoreboard.
So a little injury concern there over one of the front rowers. Just down getting some treatment. The two brothers there, Ferretti and Alex Sayaga. A little huddle there coming now for the emerging Tahs, and I'm sure they're talking about what you were just saying, that execution, that final pass.
Yeah, that's it. It's good to see Ned Hannigan running the water out there. I'm sure he's carrying a message from the coaches, just telling him, just, you know, sometimes just 1 or 2 steps deeper and a bit of time on the ball and just relax onto it, and they'll get their flow on eventually.
It's going to be a Rebel scrum, Strang with the feed. Good push by the Waratahs. Put some pressure on that scrum and
Not a great pass from Strang.
yeah, put Hughes under a lot of pressure.
He's done well.
Field,
Bit of space here. Hughes has done really well.
Got around Connor.
Space to the left if they can get it there.
Trying to slow the ball down the Waratahs, and they'll hit forward from Kemeny. Killingworth comes in and takes out the Waratahs clean out. Strang gets it now, box kick, puts it up into the wind and it'll just hang up there. Bounce off,
worked out well.
Clark, looking to beat the man, comes inside. Tackle a little high, but referee says play on. Roy O'Connor.
Space for Mason.
They're going to go out to the right. No, and well, not releasing there, so penalty for the emerging Waratahs. Mason will go for touch.
I think there's definitely opportunities out there for both sides to probably go out behind that sort of first pod of forwards off the 9. There's space. They just get that 1 or 2 passes wider, they'll be able to get in behind either side and then sort of get into their attacking shapes. But at the moment it's all a bit one-off. Maybe the wind's having something to do with that, but it'd be good to see that just that 1 or 2 passes wider.
Mason certainly chewed out some territory there. Throw just
another good
inside
opportunity.
The Rebels 22 and big hit out by Moroa.
Donaldson coming back blind here. the inside. They've read it well, the Rebels.
Donaldson. Well, Moroa went to go for another run, and they go to Rory O'Connor. I want some quick ball. Hugh Sinclair trying to go over top of the defender. Slowed down a little bit. Come left again. Another drive.
Look for Boyd Killingworth here to get in behind this and get a steal.
Yeah, O'Connor.
Tahs getting a roll on with some numbers.
Mason, quick hands. They go outside and trying to get down to the ground now so they'll get the ball. And that's the third hit up now by Rory O'Connor, doing a mountain of work.
It's a great defence here
Tuala.
by the Rebels, eh?
Couldn't get any ground and just a foot on the ball by McDonald. And there you go again, Sinclair helping drive them forward. Meters out from the line. Another drive.
There.
Turned away again. About a minute round.
Here. Clark's unmarked on the wing. They've got to get it to him.
Well, they've got to come wide if they can see it. Now
See it.
Mason's seen it. Little kick pass and Clark gets it inside and another great defence. Almost rolling over was Walton. And they get the try there from Clark. Got the cross court kick.
Yeah.
Gave it inside to Walton and then picked up the scraps and scored the try.
It's definitely one of Mac's strong points. He's probably got one of the better short kicking games in terms of chips and cross kicks, and he likes to use it. Probably made it a bit harder than they should have there, but they got there eventually, and they'll be stoked just to get the points on the board before half time.
Yeah, that kick just held up a little bit. It just allowed the Rebels defence to get into the Clark and put a bit of pressure on him, but he slipped the ball away to Walton.
Yeah, you can't fault the Rebels' effort here. They've showed real guts on their line, but unfortunately the dominance of territory and possession is told there by the Tahs, and Mac will look to put this over and extend their lead.
Mason,
It's a great kick.
looking pretty good, and the flags are up, so that's 7-0. Try to Clark and conversion to Mason. And first points on the board with around 3 to 4 minutes to go to half time.
3 to 4. I'm sure they'll be pushing that. One more try, just a bit of that cushion with the wind. Be nice to get before they go into the sheds at half time. Rebels A taking their time, knowing that it's not long to a half time, and they'll come back out with the wins behind their back. So I don't think they'll mind going into the shed 7-0 down.
No, it's been a lot of territory down on the Rebels' defensive end of the field.
For sure. A lot of hard work from the Rebels A, but I'm sure they'll take the 7-0 deficit with the win behind them in the second half.
Well, 19 on now in Tom Nowlan. Taken by Clark. And penalty there going off the feet, I think, by the Rebels. So Tom Nowlan on, and we'll see who's come off for the Rebels. Okay, so it's Trevor Hosea come off.
It's a great kick from Mac. Really disappointing there off the kickoff. You just conceded points. The last thing you want to do is give away a penalty, and it's just released the pressure on the Tahs there. So they'll be disappointed in that, the Rebels A.
And the run into half time. The emerging Waratahs can get some more points on the board. Probably about a 7 to 10 point breeze here.
Yeah, for sure. It looks that. They've got the ball back there after a mistake in their line-out.
Wow, it's spilt there on the contact. So
They'll get the ball back.
and the offside call, so it comes back to the emerging Waratahs, so they get out of jail on that one.
Yeah. Again, just little mistakes that are costing either side here. I'm sure they'll look to sharpen up in the second half.
The Waratah feed.
interesting shape here for the Waratahs back line. We've got Moreau really deep out the back of Walton.
Yeah, you think he's going to come charging onto that ball?
I'm sure they'll be looking to get it wide into Donaldson's hands, or it's just a big leaguey run up line and send him straight up the 10s channel. Be interesting to see what they choose to do with.
That scrum went to ground, so they'll have a reset. A little word there from the referee, Will Pugsley, telling the Rebels front rowers to keep it up. Was a fly half. You missed all that fun in the front row there, mate. You should have had a go one day.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you what, whilst we're doing kicking and talking about where we're going for dinner, and you look over at the forwards scrumming and mauling, I definitely consider myself lucky.
Well, keep it going.
Scrum.
Well, they got another advantage here, so they're going to get a second penalty. Dominant scrum by the emerging Waratahs. Killingworth
Getting under the skin of the
getting in the face.
Waratahs 8 players. He does it well.
Mason again from the halfway.
It's another great kick, giving his forwards a really good
22
here.
Well, this is kind of where they set up their last try from. Line out just around the 22. A few phases and they come back down the right side and score the try by Clark.
Yep, I'm sure they'll be look to get off the top here, and they'll send Moreau up.
Moreau's going to go in for the try. Right through the middle.
Really well done there. It's good to see him running freely. I've seen him do that to NRL defences for the last few years, so really good to see him doing it in a Union jersey, and I'm sure the Tahs will be hoping he can do it at the next level when he gets his chance.
Yeah, really solid. Hit the line there.
He's a big
between
boy.
That, 10 and 12 and went straight through.
Kind of glad I'm not out there having to deal with him coming through that 10 channel, but yeah, really great to see, and I'm sure just letting the coaches know that whenever they want him, he's ready.
They may be tuned in here because they're on tonight, later tonight out at Bankwest Stadium.
That's it, against the Lions. Lions will be a really good game. I think be a good chance to see Will Harrison and a few of the other youngsters on a dry pitch. They've sort of been a bit unlucky the last few games to play pretty wet conditions, so it'll be good. I'm
Mason.
sure he'll be looking to showcase his skills.
Yeah, Mason puts it over, so 14-0 after having all the territory and all the pressure. Took them 30 odd minutes to get on the board, and here we are on the referee's called half time, so we'll go to the break. It's Mason with 2 conversions off the Cam Clark try and the Tepai Moroa try just a moment ago. So good 14-0 lead going into the wind in the second half for the emerging Waratahs.
Yeah, well, we called I think that 10 to 15 point breeze, so be good to put it to the test, and we'll see. I'm sure the Rising will come out really excited to get that breeze behind them, and just as much the Waratahs A will be really looking to try and mark their authority into the breeze.
Well, we're going to take a short break here at half time, and we'll be back for the second half. It is the emerging New South Wales Waratahs 14-0 over the Melbourne Rebels A team.
and finally got over the board.
Mason
About
puts
10
it up
to
into
go.
the wind and it hangs up and taken by Strang.
It's a great kick from Strang there, finding really good territory.
He's brought it back to the halfway.
Dylan Sig here with the flag. Another good opportunity here for Morel to launch in the middle, and I'm sure they'll look to play off that.
Simply in the back of the line out there. We're just telling the Rebels boys to move over a bit. Get off my line. Nice take there. Ben Hote. Again.
Good to see Mac taking it right to the line there, just a bit of a timing thing.
Loose on the ground. Someone's going to claim it.
McDonald's done well to get back there.
A little knock forward there on the Rebels.
It's just
a scrum. And
seems to be a timing thing here for both sides, just not seeming to click. Looks like the Rebels A have made one change with Yasmin coming onto the wing. He's an old Randwick player, a lot of speed.
Yeah, he's on at jumper number 24.
Be good to see him with a bit of space to show that pace that he's got.
Look whether that's Vahu or Luisi that's come off for the Rebels.
Looks like Luisi's off. Vahu's over the far side there.
Vahu's over there, so it's Luisi that's come off.
Vahu's another one of those young kids that have come through the Australian Schools program. Straight out, I believe, Nudgee College, so good to see him.
And another man off there, Killingworth.
Killingworth, it was good to see him back.
Been changed over.
Got through 40 minutes, which I think was the plan. Had a bit of a back issue, so good to see him come through unscathed.
So one in jumper number 20 is C.O. Sione, one for Killingworth.
Tahs with a really good carry up the middle. Rolled around. It's a great ball from White.
And just floated forward. No, we got offside.
Walton looks a bit disappointed with the pass called forward because he did really well to get that over the top there. Just a Dylan Sig with a word to the ref. Walton not happy.
Yeah, it must have gone a fair bit forward because the wind is going to blow it the other way.
That or Siggy just wanting to get involved. We'll call it for. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, rangy lock and a back rower in his career.
Yeah, really good player. Played a lot of good footy for both East and Manly in the Shoot Shield. You know, you can talk the house down too, Siggy. You get stuck with
on the line out. They come to the front. Hit down the centre. Quick ball from McDonald. Mason. Come wide and out to Clark.
It's much better there from the Tahs. Just getting it into that wider channels. A lot more space for them to get to here.
From Pat Tarfer. Quick ball. Mason on the shots.
The back to Donaldson here. Space.
And straight through.
Really
Donaldson
well done.
gives the ball inside and he just can't hold it. Caught it on his hip there, Michael McDonald. Just went to ground.
It's good to see that obviously the Tahs coaches have addressed that space, that just seeing in those wider channels, and Max done really well to get it there. Donaldson identified a bit of space there and took it, which is really good to see from a youngster, seeing space and able to read the play. So I'm sure they'll look to do that a lot more and stretch the Rebels A defence in this second half.
Chance now just to let the pressure off a little bit, but good start by the Waratahs, straight down into the Rebels end of the field, and just little loose hands there. And
that's it, it's just those final passes, a few costly errors, but some great lead-up footy there, which I'm sure they'll get a bit of confidence out and look to take it on for the rest of the half.
Well, I'll take it on here again in the scrum, I think. Front row there of O'Connor and Talakai. Put the pressure on and get a bit of a shove.
Great scrum, they've got it.
The scrum has come out the back, and Great work there by the Waratahs. They've got the feed.
Really good opportunity here, midfield scrum. Be interesting to see which way the Tahs go. It looks as though Mason and Walton have come to the left, with Donaldson in behind and Moreau and Clark on the right.
Yeah, a chance to maybe come left there to Sawa on the wing.
Yeah.
Runner.
We'll look to see how the Rebels defence up here. Normally they'd go +1 on the side without their halfback, which could open up a bit of space down the left side with Mason and Walton, depending how Strain gets out. We'll see which way Donaldson favours here from behind.
Off camera there, but Donaldson's fullback set right behind the scrum. Give himself options left and right.
Yeah, the Rebels, they have just pulled their fullback in behind, so I'd say it'll be an 8-9. McDonald will get round. Moreau will go short with Donaldson out the back, looking to put that 10-12 under pressure.
Pops out the back by Sinclair, and down the wing goes Walton, and Walton gets over.
Got to pat the forwards on the back there. That's come off the back of a really strong scrum there. So O'Connor and Talakai really laying the platform, and I think it was Harris at the back who had the peace of mind to get it through his legs to Mason and find that space. But really strong scrum.
It was good skills there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just flick it through the legs and get the pass out. Now we've got 25 coming on. Christian Jensen on for the emerging Waratahs. Just going to get confirmation there. Looks like it could be Tizano in 25.
Yeah, I believe it's Tizano. He's
21 on for 9, and
great hit from Mason from the sideline.
so it's Charlie Gamble coming off and Michael McDonald, and so on is Henry Robertson getting a run here, and Carlo Tizano on in 25.
Tizano is another one of those young prospects. He's come across from the Western Force. I watched him a bit in the first Highlanders trials that the Waratahs played. Really looks a really bright prospect with a lot of energy.
3 from 3 from Mac Mason, and nice return there. Gives him some territory. 21-0. More from the jump to the front. Murray, the ball.
Getting into space. Just drifted forward.
Well, that one I can understand in the wind.
Yeah, it's always an interesting one with the wind behind you. If the ball goes backwards and drifts forward, it should be alright, but the ref was in a pretty good position there to see that, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But will it disappointing? Good to see that they're spreading the ball wide though and trying to get to the edge there.
Henry Robertson. It's a run here in the academy team, so good opportunity getting the second half. It's Tizano taking down on this side of the scrum in the 25.
Yeah, look for him to be involved. Really high energy, up-tempo sort of a player.
Well, he's got that classic number 7 build, doesn't he?
He does. It's a real strong, low centre of gravity. Looks to get over the ball a bit. The Tahs here.
Hard.
Here's Tizano, first carry. Good first carry. Gets him behind. It's a good D again here from the Rebels, eh? Well done there from Hugh Sinclair. Bit of niggle there between Strang and Walton. Good to see. Bit of fire out there. Some good play there. Some good interlinking play from Hugh Sinclair, linking with Walton around the back.
A couple of subs now with Tuolangi coming off the number 5. On in 25 is Tom Perotti. And at hooker, Declan Moore. He's off the field, and Mies Erasmus on in 16. Pulled down and makes the tackle. And they go right, looking for touch.
He's finding a good touch there. It's not a bad exit from the Rebels A, but again, they'll be under the pump here from the Tahs in a good attacking position.
At the front. Go right to the back to Sinclair. We'll run around and
good D there. 10-12 channel from the Rebels A, reading that play well.
Tafa. It's driven back, but plays the ball with his runners. A bit of an advantage here, I think. Knocked forward by the Rebels. Puts it down along the ground and finds the touch down around the 22.
It's a good kick. The Tahs have tried to run that play, dropping back someone on the inside and that inside ball a few times now, and the Rebels not really falling for it. Just getting their timing off a bit.
Yeah, but Rebels have been pretty solid midfield defence. Just that one break there where Moroa went straight through them, but outside of that, they've been very solid.
Definitely, yeah. The defence has been good, energy's been good. Just now with the wins against with behind their backs, it'd be good to see them, try to get some points on the board.
Top and it's got to be kicked through. Landed nicely for Donaldson. Calling.
Another strong carry from Lasala.
Oh, he's lost it. Popped out.
Lasala would have some fantasy points on him today if we were playing. Here's Yasmin, show his pace.
Plays it, comes up
get
for
the
him.
bounce.
Yasmin. Oh, he drops it. Just lost it there.
Great defence from Walton to get back there, but good play from the Rebels, eh?
Yeah, Yasmin there, bit of pace.
Some really good pace. The ball just sat up, which caused him to sort of break his stride a little bit, but Walton showed good effort to get back and make the cover tackle. But again, this is where the Rebels A really got to try and put the pressure on here, make it hard for the Waratahs A to exit and try to get some points on the board.
Coming from back rower there. Kemeny, he's been pretty solid.
If they had any doubts about his hammies, tested him there. Again, just a silly penalty. Rebels A allowing the Tahs A to relieve some pressure. Yeah, that's a coach killer there.
Mason again will chew off a fair bit of ground with this kick. Just to watch that wind doesn't hold it up and pull it back in field.
It's a good kick in the conditions.
10 metres from the halfway. Tuala goes to the front. Mason. This is out Moroa.
Tazano, I think.
Solid run.
Really good carry there. Good late footwork. Getting in behind.
Well, they've stolen it in the tackle and then offside again. They Really inviting the Tahs down the field.
Yeah, these just allowing the Tahs to get 20, 30 metres upfield. Yeah, you can't play footy giving away this many penalties.
We're going to have another couple of changes coming up. We'll find out who they are in a moment. Tristan Riley looks like he's warming up. They're 23. Find the touch.
Looks like Joey Walton down in back play.
No, they're going to make the sub now. Looks like Tristan Riley on for Joey Walton. No, Walton's still getting treatment. That's the fullback Donaldson coming off. Donaldson off and Walton still getting treatment. And on in 23, Tristan Riley. Referee blows time back on the set here for the Waratahs line out. Again on the 22 line, good attacking platform, good position.
Looks as though Riley's gone to fullback. Another one of these youngsters coming through the Tahs system. Be good to see him with a bit of ball in space.
Side. Sinclair, nice offload to Harris.
Sala finding space.
Going wide, and Andrew Tuala trying to take on three defenders.
Another penalty here for the Tahs.
Rash defence is just a little bit too quick in the second half by the Rebels.
Yeah, really, I think Lasala did really well there. Just saw space on the edge, and sometimes you just got to get it there, and he did well. Just picked it up the base of the ruck and got the ball to where it needed to be, and they nearly scored in the corner. So really well done from the young winger.
Mason, 9 out, about 5 out from the Rebels line. 21-0 here, the emerging Waratahs, and they put another try on. Nice stuff out of Clark, Baroa and Walton. They do a run around with Sinclair.
Trick plan, it's worked.
It's over. Well, they look like they're going to set for the rolling ball, and then Sinclair just peels around, takes the ball down the blind side and picks up try number 4.
Yeah, really clever play there from the Tahs, mixing up their varieties. They've gone to them all a few times in the first half. The Rebels looks set, ready to defend that, and the Tahs have caught them napping down the short side.
A tougher kick now for the fly half, Mac Mason. Right out on the sideline and into the wind. It's going to want to start at left of the upright, you'd think. And
yeah.
Maybe it'll just fade and drop through the centre.
Yeah, he's done a really good job so far. I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same thing here. But the Tahs really starting to show their dominance here. Pack's getting a bit of a roll on. Morel punching holes through the middle. They're getting a bit of space around the edges.
Well, he's hit it left.
Not his best strike there, but and I think that's his last action of the game. So good to see Mac get through 60 minutes or so unscathed, and it's a good test for his groin, and I'm sure he'll be looking to push for selection next week with the Super Rugby side. Clark coming forward here with a great take. Always tough for a winger to bring it forward into the teeth of the big forwards, but he's done well.
Takes 5 metres, goes to the ground, and come left, fumble, no knock on. Ball forward. Riley. On the ground, Ben Hope.
Another
Another
penalty.
offside.
Yeah, I think if I was
5 or 6
the...
penalties now against the Rebels. They're
Yeah.
giving up some territory.
You'd think there'd be a message out pretty soon, just telling them to leave the rucks, maybe take an extra step at offside line, because the ref seems to be pinning him down here. So just giving the Tahs easy meters here with these penalties.
Donaldson back on the field, playing at fly half. And Sala. Nice pick up on the bootstraps by Donaldson. And not releasing. So that's a penalty going back the other way now. The Rebels Academy.
Getting one back here, so Hughes will look to punch this deep here with the wind behind his back, and the Rebels, they really need to get on the scoreboard soon if they want to be any chance in this game. Looks like he hasn't put it out.
Down touch and inviting Lasala maybe for a run.
Ooh, he's got some good
Randy
feet.
sees a bit of space. Breaks 2 tackles and it's clean out by the Tahs. And fast ball, quick hands. Go right again.
He's got the steal there.
Well, they have turned it over.
Rebels, got to
Rebels.
shift this ball. Again, just on turnover, you probably want those 2 passes just to move that ball.
Only there in the 20 for the Rebels. And the number 16, Erasmus, loads and keep going down the left wing on a dance inside. Bullet. Tahs bending him back. Now the Waratahs call to make some tackles. Tahs goes behind and cleaned up at the back by Hughes. They've driven them back and now
Again, just
turnover.
another mistake.
Yeah, Sinclair there picked it up and loose
Come
ball.
through. Good. Oh, he's just losing his footing.
He managed to get the offload. Sione. Loose pass ball. The Waratahs sets it up. Sione goes again and pops it back and hands by now. Hughes trying to get it over the top. Vahu and Vahu takes the tackle.
Really good position
Oh, yeah.
here for the Rebels, eh? Really need to get on the board here. Looks as though Strang's now at 10. Going out the back to Willett. Found some space.
Bullet staying up and now takes it to ground. Trying to go through is Erasmus.
Great shot from Tizano. Really strong little player here.
Chance here. Waratahs got the hands on it, but it's going to come back on the Rebel side. Drive forward, another 2 or 3 metres. Shoot it off, about 5 out from the line. Tahs player there rolling away. Ball pops out. Drive through the centre. Then another pick and drive. Just chewing up a metre or 2 each time they pick the ball up.
Looks
Now
as though
it's
it's
turned
been
over.
turned
Beautiful
over.
work there, I think by Tuala. Got the turnover. Now they're going to run it. They're going to come wide. Oh, nice ball.
Sala here with some space.
It's knocked down. Cleaned up by the Rebels.
Really good counter attack from the Tahs there. Donaldson seems to
quickly.
space him behind.
The bounce is important. Tackle right on the line. They've forced them over. There's going to be a 5 metre scrum feed.
Smart play there.
That was
Yeah.
great feed.
Donaldson with some really good vision. Saw the Rebels there weren't getting back. Put the ball in behind and now put his side in a really good position here to extend their lead.
So it looks like it's a Rundle. Charlie Abel on in the 18 for the emerging Waratahs.
Charlie, old Manly boy Charlie, he went to Gordon last year, but good to see him getting an opportunity here with the Waratahs, eh? I believe he did a bit of their pre-season.
Darcy's green on also in the 17. So fresh front row. Scrum's pretty solid by the Tahs.
Yeah, the guys coming on, they'll be looking to carry on that dominance, so I'm sure it'll be interesting to see if they can. Some big boys that have gone out there, some youngsters looking to put their best foot forward and make their mark.
Den Hout and Tarfer have combined well at block.
Short arm for the Rebels A there, not sure what it was for.
I'm just going to ground and maybe the front row is just on, not quite setting.
Yeah, could be anything, I wouldn't have a clue though.
Nice
Another
tackle with a
mistake
touch
there from
Cam Clark. Beautiful tackle.
just a bit of silly play there from the Rebels. Sometimes just need to exit, reset and go again, but good to see them wanting to run it out. It's just these little mistakes that are really halting their momentum at the moment.
A couple more on now. Nick D. Crespney and Jeremy Williams coming on for the Tahs, 19 and 20. Break now for Den Hout. He's coming off the field. And
Really good performance
Will
here
Harris
from
also
him
getting a
today.
break.
A lot of hard work done by those big Waratahs A forwards in the middle. Moroa here,
Hits it up.
very good carry.
Sinclair.
All
Went to ground again and will slip out.
Space wide, they just need to get it there.
They go now. Out through the hands. Down the far side. Moreau with the tackle. Help from Clark. A little bit high, I think, from Cam Clark. Gives up the penalty.
Better play there from the Rebels A on turnover. Just that 1 to 2 pass wider, finding space in behind, and it's led to a penalty.
Yeah, they got the turnover down around the 22 and they got it up the penalty on the halfway, and I think here get down close to the 22. It's about 26, 27 metres out now for the line out.
They'll look to get a bit of a roll on here. Really need to score soon.
Goes over and cleaned up by the Waratahs. And they're going to come out in the back line, come wide. So they pick up Lasala. No. Nice ball. Lasala down the wing, stays inside, and the turnover. Vahu, I think, there got the turnover for the Rebels. Rasmus. Tackle there by Tazzano. Pulls them down. And they're going to look for some clearing territory down the centre. Clark did well to get to it and spills it. It's going to come back out to the Rebels. Come out to the right. And spills it. Pat Maria. Donaldson gives it wide. Clark makes the tackle. Right, taking it on the way to the ground. Good hands there by the Waratahs. Get up! Get up! Tackle's getting out of the road for the halfback. Robinson.
Just losing their shape here, the Tahs A. Just need to get to an edge,
Trying to
reset.
spin it wide and it just goes into touch.
Just a few mistakes creeping in, which is expected in these sorts of games. Guys that probably haven't played together as much as they would have liked to. few changes
on
coming
now.
in.
Is that Jensen in 24 maybe, and 22 is Edmed. They've just about emptied the bench now.
Moreau coming off. Really strong performance from him today.
Yeah, putting the hand up for selection.
Definitely, I
Match
think.
day 22 for the Waratahs.
Yeah, you'd be surprised if his name wasn't there or thereabouts next week when that Tahs side is named.
Mike also getting a spell. He's had a solid game. Picked up a try. Go left and trying to step back inside. It's the big number 20, Sione. Really flat. Now they're trying to go. Yasmin brings it back in from the sideline.
Better play here from Rebels A, just getting it to the edge, finding a bit of space. They got numbers here if they can use it.
Good defensive line though by the Waratahs. Trying to come wide and pulled back by the referee.
It's good.
That's Gilding.
Again, just the last pass letting him down. Better play though. Putting a few phases together, finding space in behind. Just need to get that last pass sorted.
Waratahs with a line out throw. 15 out from their line. I think they'll look to clearing kick here.
Yeah, I'd say
Get out of the red
Tizano will carry, look to punch through the middle.
They've lost the line out
Rebels
throw.
A
So
have
that's set
turned
up
it
the
over.
Rebels for an
Good
attack.
opportunity here.
Already Saenga charging forward. Now Erasmus. On the pick and drive. Trying to counter ruck, and it's going to come out the Rebels' way. Saenga again with another carry. The man's off his feet, so he's got to get the hands away. And
Space for
advantage now.
Strang left if they can get it there. He's got a few
Advantage.
big boys in front of him.
Advantage still.
Great shot.
Great hit. Well, tried to throw the dummy, got cleaned up in the tackle. Referee's still playing a long advantage here. They come left and dancing around as Sione, and the referee says that's enough. No advantage. Yeah, back to that tackle. Waratah's man off his feet, playing the ball on the ground, and gives up the penalty.
Been a sort of twist of fate in the second half. The Rebels A having a bit of possession, a bit of territory, just can't seem to get on the scoreboard. Really need to make a mark here, get some points on the board.
Trying to drive around the side of the ruck.
Yeah,
Off the ground about 1.5 metres out.
backs all swinging around to the left.
Another pick and drive coming. Good defence on the line by the emerging Waratahs. They'll come back in favour of the Rebels. Referee in there having a look, make sure the hands are not getting in and spoiling the play. Another good stop on the line by the Tahs. Rebels again. Come wide. Runs it back inside. Bullet. Big hit.
Really good shot there from De Crispney. I think just got done for not rolling away.
Yeah, Tizano got the ball and was looking to go. Saga again has a hit up. Tough play, just getting out of the road there.
Another
Yeah,
penalty.
On the roll
Might
away,
see a
just
card
got his
here.
legs on the ball and interrupted the feed, so another penalty.
A few penalties on the go here. Ref just having a word to Hugh Sinclair, Waratahs skipper. I'm sure the next one will be a card.
So Woolard on the ground there, a couple of cramps, just getting a bit of help from the trainer.
Yeah, you see a lot of those in these early pre-season games. Guys not really used to the full 80 minutes.
Well, Ned Hannigan wanted to get on there, but referees called the game back. Keen to get out there, Ned. Last 5 metre defence for the Waratahs has been solid. No way through there for the Rebels. And now, not releasing. He got a little bit isolated there. The ball was out in front. He couldn't get it back on his side.
Yeah, again, great D from the Waratahs, putting a lot of pressure on the breakdown, and that pressure telling in the end with a really relieving penalty. Tough kick here though for Donaldson.
Reeves, which is stiffened up. He keeps it low. Gets it out to around on the 22 for the line out.
I think in this breeze they'll probably look to have a go here. They might set Tahs up in the middle, and if he can punch a bit of a hole through, they'll look to go quickly, roll around the edge with Edmed. Ball not quick enough. Looks as though they'll box kick here. Robertson. This ball will hold up.
Up it goes into the breeze. It's going to hang up there. It's going to be... Oh, and then got drilled after the catch. Great work there, Oscar Gilding.
Great take. Just got hit pretty hard when
Got
he
hit
hit the
hard
ground.
after the take.
Always a tough take to make, coming forward, knowing the defence is coming on to you. Did well, got the hard part right, and fortunately copped a bit of a shot to the ribs. Good opportunity here for the Tahs to finish on a really good note, try and put some phases together.
Overall performance, Waratahs are going to get the victory here. It's 26-0. Four tries, 3 conversions have become wide again. Yasmin did well there, make the tackle. Sala.
Tahs again, really good carry, really strong ball carrier.
Shot behind and kick through from Donaldson. Now they want to try and keep the Rebels pinned back in their 22. That's a good tackle. Rebels, they look to run it out from deep in their own end of the field. Clearing kick's going to come now. Hughes. Waratahs get to build the pressure again here from the line out.
Another good opportunity just to get some points. At the end of the game, finish on a really good note.
A couple of minutes remaining in this match. Will be emerging New South Wales Waratahs take the victory, 26-0 at the moment. Can they put one more try on them? Good solid run. Rebels get the ball back. Weesey.
They'll kick to touch here. Look for the Waratahs forward, try and drive it home.
They played that nice little move with Sinclair earlier on in the game and came around and went down that short side and scored the try.
That's it, so there'll be a bit of doubt in the Rebels A forward's mind here about whether to defend them all or look down the edges. So it'll be interesting to see what they choose to do.
Go up now. Going to look for the rolling ball. They can drive it over and pick up one more try. It's broken up.
Defended it well.
Stolen there by the Rebels. No, ball's come back for the emerging Tahs.
Walton wanting it out the back.
Yeah, they want it wide now down the right. Numbers. One more hit up. The emerging Tahs. And the ball's popped out the back and stolen by the Rebels, but a little knock on. Offside again by the Rebels. The referee is playing a bit of an advantage. Time there is with the referee. Game clock on screens come to 80, but still a little bit of time remaining in the match. So one big play here for the Waratahs, so they can pick up try number 5.
That's it. Finish on a good note. Been a decent afternoon for them.
Now look for the driving ball again.
Looks like they've got it set. This will be tough to stop.
Through now. I don't think they're going to stop them. They're going straight through them. And there's the try for the Waratahs. Number 5 for the Tahs, and we'll see who gets up with the ball. Solid try. So 31-0.
Donaldson will look to add the conversion here to finish this off.
Well, that'll just about wrap the game up, the conversion here, and I'd say the referee will call time. Looked to be there, I think. Maybe Joe Cotton got the try at 16.
Not sure who's claiming it, but I'm sure a few of them will put their hands up just to get on the score sheet. But a good finish, Donaldson. Looks like he's out of the action.
The wind, and that's a beautiful finish. Ben Donaldson with a conversion. So referee blows time, and that is a 33-0 victory from the emerging Waratahs. Took them about half an hour to get on the board, and then they pretty much dominated the game from that point forward.
Yeah, that's it. I think they had a lot of territory, a lot of possession in that first half. Just couldn't seem to get across the board. Once they did, it sort of opened up. And they definitely came out with a bit of a different game plan in the second half to move the ball a bit more, and it definitely paid dividends. Some really good performances there. The big forwards getting that dominance up front and allowing Mac Mason and Tepai Maroa with a bit of space. But good to see a lot of these youngsters putting their hands up.
So tries there to Sinclair, the captain, Clark, Maroa, Walton, and Cotton. We're going to give the try to the number 16 on that last rolling ball. Mac Mason with 3 conversions, and Donaldson with a conversion. So 33-0. It is the emerging New South Wales Waratahs defeating the Melbourne Rebels A team. They couldn't get on the board. They had a lot of opportunities. They got down on that line, and that last 5-metre defence there from the emerging Waratahs was solid.
Yeah.
They held them up in the first half over the line as well. So from a coaching point of view, they'll be pretty pleased with that defensive effort.
Definitely. I think, to keep a side to nil, it's obviously what any defensive coach he sets out to do, and it's a tough thing to do. So I'm sure he'll be stoked with how the boys, especially the last 20 minutes on the line, a lot of good energy, boys putting their body on the line, so he'd be happy with that.
So wherever you've been watching us here on the live stream on Clutch TV, thanks for joining us down here at Waratahs headquarters in Daceyville. Well, Super W coming up very, very shortly this evening, and then later tonight at 7:15 it's the Waratahs taking on the Lions out at Bankwest Stadium. Super W on before that. I'm Mike Wessel, on behalf of Sam Lane. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
I throw some stuff downstairs? Thank you. Headphones. Thank you. Drink bottle. Sunscreen. Gaffer.